Why do some people hate you even when you've done nothing wrong? The truth is, their hate often has nothing to do with you at all. It's a reflection of their own insecurities, a mirror showing them what they wish they could be but are too afraid to become. When you speak with confidence, when you refuse to shrink just to make others comfortable, you challenge the way they see themselves. And for some, that's unbearable. Your courage exposes their fear. Your progress reminds them of their stagnation. Your authenticity disrupts the comfort of their pretending. You could be the kindest soul they've ever met, and they might still resent you. Not because of harm you caused, but because your presence challenges their excuses. This is what psychologists call projection. People push their pain, failures, and doubts onto others so they can avoid facing them. They label you as arrogant, selfish, or fake because it's easier than admitting they feel small in comparison. Even your silence can be taken as judgment. Even your absence can be twisted into an insult. And if you let this get inside your head, it will poison you. You'll start trimming pieces of yourself, hiding your strengths, lowering your voice, just to avoid rocking their fragile world. You'll convince yourself that being liked is the highest goal, when in reality, it's the fastest way to lose yourself. The problem is not their hate. The problem is giving their hate the power to define your worth. Here's a hard but liberating truth. Hate can be a sign you're on the right path. It means you're standing out. It means you're doing something worth noticing. It means you've stepped into a light that not everyone can handle. When you realize this, their judgment becomes nothing more than background noise. And noise can only distract you if you stop to listen to it. Every time someone speaks against you, you have a choice. Absorb it and weaken yourself, or see it for what it is. Proof that you matter enough to stir emotion. People don't throw stones at what doesn't stand out. They attack what draws attention, what refuses to blend in, what challenges the norm. You're not here to fit neatly into the boxes they build for themselves. You're here to grow, to rise, to live in a way that makes your own soul proud. Haters will talk, but their words can't break you unless you hand them the hammer. Stop chasing approval. Stop letting fear of rejection dictate your steps. Your worth is not up for public vote. Stay until the end of this message, because what comes next will show you how to turn their hate into the very fuel that drives you further than they ever imagined you could go, and how to live in such a way that their voices can't reach you anymore. When hate comes your way, it is an invitation to rise, not to shrink. You can either let it pierce your confidence, or you can turn it into undeniable proof that you are making waves worth noticing. Human mind is wired to react to attack with defense. But the strongest move you can make is to stay unmoved. This is not about pretending their words don't hurt. It's about refusing to let their opinions decide who you become. The moment you realize that their judgment is a reflection of them, not you, you take back every ounce of power they tried to steal. Every hateful glance, every whisper behind your back, every dismissive comment is a signal that you have stepped beyond the boundaries they have set for themselves. They are not attacking your worth. They are defending their own limitations. They cannot understand the courage it takes to step outside the crowd, so they try to pull you back in. But you are not here to walk in circles. You are here to climb. And climbing means fewer people at your side, sharper winds in your face, and clearer views at the top. The key is emotional discipline. It's choosing not to react to every provocation. It's learning to let the noise pass through you without stopping to fight it. This is where your focus becomes your greatest shield. When your energy is locked on your purpose, there's no room left for bitterness or revenge. You stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You stop chasing the impossible task of changing minds that were never open. The more you pour your energy into your growth, the more irrelevant the hate becomes. It begins to feel small compared to the magnitude of your vision. And here's the paradox. When you stop giving it attention, it loses its strength. What once felt like a wall becomes nothing more than air. What once held you back becomes a silent witness to your progress. You do not need to fight hate to win. You need to outgrow it. You need to live in such a way that their voices cannot reach the height you're climbing to. You need to use their resistance as confirmation that you're building something worth protecting. Every step you take forward is a step they cannot follow unless they choose to rise themselves. So let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them watch. Because every word they throw at you can either chain you down or fuel your ascent. The choice is yours. And when you choose to let it fuel you, you become unstoppable. You become the person they said could never exist. You become proof that hate is powerless against someone who refuses to stop moving forward. And that is when you truly win. The greatest victory over hate is not proving them wrong, but building a life so rich in purpose that their opinions dissolve into nothing. This begins with clarity. When you know exactly who you are and what you stand for, the noise around you loses its grip. Hate thrives in uncertainty, but a clear mind is untouchable. You stop questioning whether you deserve your path and start walking it with unshakable certainty. The more you understand your own values, the less you bend to meet anyone else's expectations. Strength grows when you surround yourself with those who lift you higher, who see your worth even on the days you forget it. These are the people who remind you of your vision when the world tries to distract you. They do not feed the fire of hate with gossip or revenge. They fuel the fire of your purpose. With the right energy around you, the attacks feel lighter, the obstacles feel smaller, and the mission feels unstoppable. Hate loses its power when you shift your focus from approval to impact. Approval is fragile. It changes with trends, moods, and misunderstandings. Impact is solid. It comes from living your truth and serving your purpose regardless of who agrees. Each day you ask yourself, not whether people like you, but whether you moved closer to the person you're meant to be. That question alone can silence the loudest critics in your mind. When you fill your days with action that aligns with your deepest values, there is no space left for bitterness to grow. Your time becomes too valuable to waste throwing stones back. You start to see that the very presence of hate often means you are producing something worth noticing. People rarely attack what is invisible. The more fruit your life produces, the more stones will be thrown. But the fruit is the proof that you are doing something meaningful. And as you continue to grow, something remarkable